You're here because you want the essential information delivered in a way that, well, actually sticks. Today, we're tackling two huge shifts impacting how we all work. First, the smarter ways we're training our teams, and second, the increasingly clever threats we need to defend against.
Exactly. We'll be exploring how learning is becoming, really tailored to each employee,
Right.
very specific. And at the same time, this rise of AI that's making things like phishing attacks unbelievably sophisticated.
Right. They seem separate, maybe, but there's a connection.
Oh, absolutely. A fascinating one. And this deep dive is brought to you by Stonefly. They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup disaster recovery, AI storage, cloud solutions, the works.
And if you need secure storage, maybe ransomware proof.
Definitely check out Stonefly's air-gapped and immutable options. Just contact sales at stonefly.com to schedule a demo.
Okay, let's jump in. For ages, workplace training was, let's be honest, pretty much one size fits all, wasn't it?
Totally. Same stuff, same test for everyone.
But now we're hearing about adaptive learning. What's the core idea there?
Think of it like personalized learning turned up to 11. Adaptive learning platforms use AI. They look at how people actually learn, use tons of data, and they build training paths that are, genuinely unique to each person.
So it's moving away from that generic stuff.
Exactly. To something much more effective, hopefully.
So it's not just what someone needs to learn, but also how they learn best. How do these platforms actually work that out? What are they looking at?
Yeah, good question. There are a few key adaptivity factors. First, the platform looks at the learner's profile, their background, preferred learning style, visual, auditory, maybe hands-on, and crucially, knowledge gaps.
Okay, so establishing a baseline.
Right. Then it tracks their performance, like constantly. How well are they getting this concept? If they nail it, maybe it skips ahead or gives them harder stuff. If they're struggling.
It helps them out. More support.
Exactly. More support, different explanations, maybe a different format. It adapts based on proficiency.
So it's always adjusting the difficulty, the approach,
Yeah.
based on what you're actually doing.
Precisely. And the third big factor is behavior. How are they engaging? Which bits do they spend time on? What's their pace like? Even when they learn best.
Ah, interesting.
And it uses all that to fine-tune the experience, keep them interested, motivated. It's not just about the right answer. It's the whole process.
That makes a lot of sense. It really is like having a tutor who's like constantly watching and changing their style just for you.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
So what kinds of changes actually happen? What are the adaptivity types, as you called them? What does the learner see?
Okay, so those factors trigger specific actions. One big one is real-time feedback. You get an answer wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of just, nope, you get instant specific feedback. Why it was wrong, maybe a link to a resource to help you get it.
Ah, okay. Constructive.
Very. Another type is offering different learning pathways. It recognizes people learn differently, right? So, for the same topic, it might offer a choice. Read this article, watch this video, or try this interactive simulation. You pick what works for you.
So you're engaging with it in a way that actually clicks for you. What does this look like in practice? What kinds of activities?
Well, there are generally three main experiences. First, adaptive content. That's like those helpful tooltips, extra resources popping up when you need them, contextual help.
Got it.
Second is adaptive sequence. This is where the actual order of the material changes based on how you're doing.
Okay.
So if you show you've already got the basics down, pat, boom, it might skip you ahead to the more complex stuff.
Nice. So it respects your existing knowledge, saves time.
Exactly. And the third type is adaptive assessment. The tests themselves change as you take them.
How so?
If you're getting everything right, the questions might get harder. Really probe your understanding. If you're struggling,
Easier questions.
yeah, maybe easier ones, or ones designed to figure out exactly where the problem lies. It's way more nuanced than just a standard test.
That sounds much better for actually seeing what someone's learned. Okay, so what are the big wins for companies using these? What's the impact?
Oh, the benefits are pretty substantial. First, obviously, those personalized paths. They cater to individual needs, which leads to way better engagement and motivation.
Because it feels relevant.
Exactly. If it feels valuable to you, you're more likely to stick with it. Then there's that real-time feedback, builds confidence, clears things up fast. And this is huge for L&D teams. These platforms generate a ton of data.
Ah, the data aspect.
Yeah. You see where people are excelling, where the bottlenecks are. You can refine training, allocate resources way more effectively. Some studies even show it really boosts knowledge retention.
So good for the employee, good for the company, win-win. Are there platforms out there actually doing this now, like real-world examples?
Oh, absolutely, loads. You've got platforms specifically for helping employees learn new software, like WhatFix. There are learning portals like EDAP, using AI to build courses.
Oh.
Others, like 360 Learning, focus on collaborative learning, but with AI tools built in. Adaptime helps customize courses for systems you already have. Newton Alta does personalized stuff for math, science, Realize for onboarding, reskilling. Even Pearson has interactive virtual science labs that adapt.
Wow. Okay. So it's definitely out there and being used across different areas. If a company's thinking, okay, maybe we need this, what should they look for? What are the key things to check when choosing a platform?
Good question. Several things are key. First, content relevancy. Does it actually match what you need people to learn? Is the quality there?
Makes sense.
Then, adaptability and customization. How flexible is it? Can you tailor it to your specific company culture and needs? Integrations are huge, too. Does it play nice with your existing HR systems, your LMS?
Right. Don't want another silo.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
User-friendliness is vital for learners and the people managing it. You need good data analytics, obviously, to track progress and ROI.
Mm-hmm.
And think about scalability. Will it grow with you? And don't forget technical support. What happens when something goes wrong?
Right. Always important. Okay, that's a really clear picture of adaptive learning. Let's switch gears a bit. It feels like a different world, but equally crucial. AI-powered phishing attacks. This sounds serious.
It really is a major shift. We're way beyond those emails with terrible grammar and spelling mistakes now.
Yeah, those were sometimes easy to spot.
Right. Now, generative AI lets criminals craft phishing emails, texts, whatever, that are super personalized, incredibly convincing, and they can do it at massive scale.
How? How does that work? What's the AI doing to make them so good?
Well, the AI tools scan huge amounts of public data. Think social media, company websites, news articles, anything out there.
To learn about people.
Exactly. To learn communication styles, who reports to whom in a company, personal interests. Then they craft messages that perfectly mimic, say, your boss, or a colleague, or a trusted vendor.
Wow.
They sound legit because they know the context, the language, the tone. It can all be tailored to the specific person they're targeting.
So the AI is basically weaponizing publicly available info for super realistic impersonation.
That's a good way to put it. And because they're so well crafted, those old red flags we relied on, bad grammar, generic greetings, they're just not reliable indicators anymore. AI smooths all that out.
That's worrying. And AI isn't the only trick up their sleeve, right? You mentioned other trends.
Oh yeah, the attackers are constantly innovating. It's not just Gen AI. We're seeing more
Quishing.
QR codes and emails that lead you to malicious sites when you scan them. There's also two-step phishing, hiding the bad link inside something that looks like a legitimate platform login or document share.
Sneaky.
Very. They're using text obfuscation like invisible characters hidden in the text to fool security filters. And then there's browser in the browser attacks.
Wait, browser in the browser? What's that?
They create a fake browser window inside your real browser window. It looks exactly like a legitimate login pop-up from Microsoft or Google, but it's designed purely to steal your credentials.
Whoa. That sounds incredibly hard to spot.
It is. And we're seeing other stuff, too.
Yeah.
Using .zip or .mov domain names for malicious sites, encoding malware payloads inside seemingly harmless HTML files. Using CAPTCHAs or geofencing to block security scanners from analyzing the site, routing traffic through multiple redirects. It's complex.
Phone scams, too.
Phone scams are getting an AI boost with deepfake audio and even video. Imagine a video call. Looks like your CEO. Sounds exactly like your CEO.
Oh, no.
Asking for an urgent confidential wire transfer. It's getting scary realistic.
Deepfakes.
Yep.
Okay, so with all this advanced, frankly, terrifying stuff, how do we even defend against it? What can organizations actually do?
It's tough, but not hopeless. The good news is AI is also a powerful tool for defense.
Okay.
We're seeing AI-powered anomaly detection tools. They learn what normal communication looks like inside your company, who emails whom, about what, when, and they flag things that seem off.
So AI watching for weird behavior.
Pretty much. Basic hygiene still matters too. Rotating security keys, strong passwords, multi-factor authentication. And we need advanced detection for that obfuscation stuff, those hidden characters.
Right.
And critically, you need rapid incident response plans specifically designed for these AI-driven threats. You need to react fast.
So it's an AI arms race, essentially. Attackers use AI, defenders use AI.
Absolutely. Other defenses. Advanced anti-phishing solutions that use AI and large language models to analyze incoming messages are becoming essential. Email filters need to look beyond just keywords, analyze the sender's behavior, the context.
Context is key then.
Hugely important. Using email authentication protocols, DARC, AFF, DKIM, SPF, helps verify senders are who they say they are. And you need a multi-layered approach.
Yeah.
Endpoint security, network security, email security, behavior analysis, all working together.
Layers of defense.
Exactly. And you cannot forget the human element.
Mm-hmm.
Ongoing end-user training is absolutely critical. Educating employees on the latest tactics, not just the old ones, and making it easy and, frankly, encouraged to report anything suspicious.
Yeah.
That's a vital layer.
So training needs to keep pace, too.
Definitely. There are even companies like Perception Point specifically focused on using AI to fight these AI threats.
Okay, it really demands a comprehensive, always updating strategy.
Yeah.
So we've covered adaptive learning, making training personal and effective, and AI-powered phishing, making threats personal and dangerous. How do these connect? Where's the overlap?
Well, the connection is actually really powerful and maybe a bit ironic. Just as AI makes the threats more personalized, it also lets us make the training more personalized and effective through adaptive learning.
Yeah.
And one huge area where this comes together is cybersecurity awareness training.
Ah, okay, I see it now. Use the personalized learning tech.
To deliver tailored cybersecurity training. Training that's more engaging, more relevant to that specific employee's role or risk profile, which ultimately makes them a much stronger line of defense against those very personalized attacks.
That makes total sense. Because a generic security bulletin isn't going to cut it against a deep fake video call, right?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
In today's world, your employees, well-informed, vigilant employees, are absolutely essential, often the last line of defense. Adaptive learning helps ensure they get the right training, the specific knowledge they need, delivered effectively. It makes them better at spotting and reporting this stuff.
Okay, so as AI makes the bad guys smarter, we use AI to make our people smarter defenders, both through tech tools and better training.
Precisely. It's about building resilience, using intelligent tools to protect systems and empower people.
Right. So, quick recap. Adaptive learning is changing the game for training, making it personal, engaging, effective. At the same time, AI is supercharging cyber threats like phishing, demanding smarter defenses, and, crucially, smarter, better-trained employees.
A really fascinating dynamic. Tech driving both the problem and potentially the solution.
It really is, and it leaves us with a big question, doesn't it?
Definitely. It makes you think, how can organizations best harness AI? Not just for boosting employee skills through learning, but also for building truly robust, adaptive cybersecurity in this landscape that just keeps changing.
That's the challenge, a critical one. This has been incredibly insightful. Thank you for breaking it all down.
My pleasure. Important stuff to discuss.
And remember, this deep dive was brought to you by Stonefly. They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup, disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions.
And if you need that secure, ransomware-proof storage, think air-gapped, immutable solutions, Stonefly has you covered. Contact sales at stonefly.com to book your demo today.